gave me something I never heard before. And I know I'm doing my own echo right there. But you just said a leader that the world, I never had it that need to have. Oh gosh, that is like an amazing statement. Now I really gotta like say something profound. Since people are getting exposed to me. Wow, that like really just every time y'all realize there's a nonstop level of leveling up. Are y'all with me? Right. And so when I thought like, yeah, okay, I've been introduced, because we all get introduced here if you raise your hand. So I don't want to make it just about Eric, but I get introduced like all the time. And it's like, man, sometimes you can get taken for granted. And then it's like, whoa, wow. That I had never heard that before. Wow, that's amazing. So now I got to live to the standard. Thank you, Miss Siobhan Bowman, Mr. Siobhan Bowman. Oh, whew. And I was struggling today. Like, what can we talk about today? So I was going to take the cheat right out.
Did you find something, Eric?
I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna do my cheat code. So I'm gonna do my cheat code today. Y'all gonna see it a little bit later, in a few minutes. It won't take me long to get my cheat code out. So I hit Jock up. And he was like, "Man, you was on to something yesterday," but he didn't tell me what. I talked to Dr. Mary. Dr. Mary, what I got to do? She's like, "Well, And then somehow the phone dropped. I'm like, "Okay, Lord, I gotta count on you." And he said, "Brother, you on your own today." Right? So.
You don't remember what we were talking about yesterday?
Nah, I told you. So, but what I did, I said, let me go to my handy dandy Siobhan Bowman memory juice.
You got the Siobhan Bowman mood juice.
Yeah, man, this right here, the
Siobhan, so tasty. You done gave him some mood juice, and he
tasty
don't know how to
too. It's an energy boost. It's a thirst quencher. It's a vitamin kit. Get a little, and you get it all in one pack, right? And you can just drink it down with some H2O.
But Eric, you be mixing 2 packs with your 1 pack.
Well, since you told me that, I singled up. So I just do another little shot of something else. They don't give me no credit whatsoever. So I do a little shot of something else mixed with this, and I got my caffeine fixed. I'm good to go, all natural. So then I do walk about 6 miles a day, just so y'all know. So try to walk it off. So anyway, that ain't what I'm supposed to talk about. I got like 3 minutes to share what I want to share. I totally forgot what I was going to say. I had something too. I had something real good. It was like it was good.
Y'all don't believe him. Don't believe him. I'm telling you. He's fishing right now for it. He's trying to grab it right now. He buying time.
So good. I think I'm just extra quiet. I'm not trying to stall. This is not a stall technique. Although, if we want to, no, this is not a stall technique. Hold on, it's gonna come to me. It's gonna come to me. Just give me like 30 seconds.
Tawana, look at your brother.
30 seconds. Watch this.
John Maxwell.
Right.
John Maxwell.
See, y'all throwing me off.
Come on, concentrate.
Thank you, Marcella. Thank you. Here we go. All right. This is not it, because I'm telling y'all.
Follow up with last night's call. Follow up with that.
Oh, yeah. That's
what he was saying.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Last night's call, right? It was on fire, right? So what I think we should do is we're going to ask, I had a term I called it. Ask the pros. That's what we're going to do. Today's segment, we're going to go Ask the Pros segment. And last night, I mentioned something on the call. It was like, hey.
Thanks, Marcella.
Yeah, we're going to ask the pros. No, this is my makeup. I can't even remember what I was going to say, so I'm not even going to lie to y'all. So I'm going straight to my backup plan. Backup plan is ask the pros, right? So we got a lot of pros here. And so I want y'all to ask the pros, but I want to preference this because this is the training. Last night, I said, hey, y'all, we got a chance. We had Mr. Relio Evans, executive director. He's a wealth of knowledge. We got a chance to ask him something that maybe can help you move your business. And 2 people came on. The first guy came on and started making a statement and started trying to do a training. I'm like, bro, this ain't. And, I see that a lot where somebody says, hey, and we're going to do a lot of networking. The reason I want to talk about this, because you're going to Atlanta's coming up this Saturday. We've got Level Up coming up, and you're going to be meeting and in the presence of some people who've done some amazing things. You're going to have a chance to have a conversation with the CEO of Xperts. Sean Reffer, right? He's the chief business development officer. This gentleman has, he's a wealth of knowledge. He was one of the in Canada #2 personal producer for many years. He's also worked with the insurance carriers, right? He worked as a wholesaler, had his own gig. And so he's a wealth of knowledge, very successful. And then he's part of the corporate C-suite. So you're going to be having some people, you're going to see some of these individuals who, some of them are doing $1 million a year now in revenue, hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue, build large teams. And it's not just that. So people who have got some trying to go where maybe you're trying to go, and you're going to get in a room with them, and a lot of times people are not prepared. What questions do I ask? And one of the biggest things, I've been to some of these meetings, and especially when we're on the ELC, which is Executive Leadership Council, a lot of times the leaders are there like, man, I get so frustrated that I'm here, and people will come up to me at conferences, and they don't ask me they don't ask the questions that's going to help them improve their business. It's not even how I did it. What can I do to help you improve your business? But they'll come up and say, hey, John, man, I'm so proud you did this. And see, what I'm doing is this. And then they start going on to what they're doing. See, the way I do it is this. And they start explaining like they want co-signing from that person, right? And Jamie talked about it. I said, man, somebody come up and say, Jamie, I'm doing it, And they never asked Jamie specifically like, hey, I'm getting co-signed from Jamie. No, I want to change the playing field of what we have here, y'all, okay? Reason why some people don't ask questions, one, because maybe some of y'all don't know where you're at in your business, and you never really analyze your business like a business. So it's like, how do I ask? Like, I don't know what I need to know. But some of y'all know what you need to know, but you don't want to ask because you don't want to sound dumb, right? And you're not exactly sure what you should ask. Some of y'all are not prepared. So when somebody come and ask questions, like, man, I hear people all the time, they're like, oh man, caught me off guard. All right, then they come back 2 days later, man, I wish I would have asked this. Hey, Eric, would I ask this? No, you had a chance. Are y'all with me? See, sometimes Eminem said it best. What are you going to do when you get one shot? This is our business. This is your, whatever you're trying to use and get out of this, this is what you got to do, not what Eric needs. Yesterday I kind of shared some of y'all my things I wanted to do, right? If I want to go get lobster, I want to go get lobster. Even though I shouldn't be eating shellfish, but if that's what I want to do, I want to go to the best lobster place ever, right? You know what I mean? If I want to go eat out every night at Ruth Chris, that's what I want to do. Maybe that's what I want to do because I don't want my kitchen to smell like fried chicken. I get that. Dr. Mary don't fry chicken anyway, so don't y'all think about that. But still, if I want to do it, I want to be able to do it. So I got my own whys why I need to be successful. Are y'all with me? And I'm sure each one of us have our own whys. So today, in the next couple of minutes, I want us to really ask the pros. We got some pros on the line, right? You got Dr. Teresa doing it, right? You got Nicole, executive directors. And I'm talking about, you got Uncle Jock, right? You got some people who are doing it. You got six figures, Siobhan Bowman doing it. How she get six figures as an SM with a multiple businesses and 8 kids and a full-time career? What is she doing? You got people like Takesha Carr, right? Doing 10,000 plus in a week. What you doing? So sometimes you might want to say, hey, can you give me something, a nugget, right? You got sent this week a lot of information. Sometimes you got to stop and say, can you give me a strategy for me? You got to get a little selfish here, right? But part of getting selfish is you got to have a little level of expert. What's the word? Sometimes you got to be coached and trained how to ask the right questions. See, everybody's not coached and trained how to ask the right questions. And I don't know, maybe it comes from when you're a little kid. Little kids always say, why, mom? Why, dad? Shut up. Don't worry about it because I said so. And after a while, we may get little shell shocked at asking the right question. Are y'all with me? So the next segment for the next 20 plus minutes, we're going to ask the pros. So some of y'all pros, you can ask it specifically to a special person, or some of the executive directors, I want y'all raise your hand and say, I got this one. Just shout out, I got this one. Are y'all with me? So y'all, you can ask it to a specific person, because we got a village here, right? And somebody is doing something, so you can ask that person. Y'all hear the success stories all the time. So you can ask a specific person, or you can just ask a general question, and then somebody say, I got it. Are y'all with me? Y'all got the rules?
Yep.
So here we are. Take one. of Ask the Pro segment. Who's got the first hand up? Who's going to ask the first question? Y'all looking at your back office, analyzing your business. All right, first hand up, we got Mr. Troy Gandy. Talk to us, sir. What's your question? You're muted, Troy. You're looking good doing it, though, but you was just muted. We didn't hear you.
Yeah, he was swagging.
Alrighty then.
Hey, swag, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Alrighty then. We'll go with Mr. Kamal first. What is the most significant thing that led to your success in multiple businesses? The thing that you would find that you would have in common, that you see in common, most significant commonality.
Good question.
Because you've done it several different times.
Man, real good question. Come on, man. I want the answer to that one, brother. Well, yeah, come on. Need your help on this one.
Did Kamal jump off the treadmill? Where'd he go? Is he still here?
Come on,
He's
here.
still-
He
still
may be logged
here.
in, maybe he ain't locked in, but man, that was a good question. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna
Hey,
come back
Troy,
to Kamal.
if you could type that question in the chat and then see if he
Okay.
might be able to come back a little
All
later.
right. All right. And
Any other question, Troy, for anybody else?
Mr. Erik Robinson, the most significant thing that would you've been able to use that would contribute to you scaling your business.
Oh man, that's a good question.
Since you was the first one that qualified per the organization
Okay.
to ED.
I would say the most significant thing for me, Troy, would be the vision to see where the business can be in the next 12 months, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. See it in a short-term window, but also see it down the future. And when I say that is, I recognize where I was in the position of life of this right here. Like I felt like Paul Revere, the British are coming, right? And so I felt like this is my time. I've missed so many windows. This is my time to not miss this window. And the fear of missing out was my driving factor. So for the biggest thing for me is the fear of missing out. 1, the fear of missing out. 2, recognizing my position, realizing that there was nobody going to, I've been in companies before, and when I joined those companies, they had top leaders, $1 million earners, or big, whatever you wanted. They had those top leaders. So all I had to do was come in and follow the play. But I realized, now I have to be that voice. There was a gentleman, I got to be that voice. I had to be like one of the gentlemen I know is Barry Donaldson, and I'm still trying to recruit Barry. So Barry, if you're watching this, we coming at you. We want you to join us. But I had to be him. I had to be his partner, C. Anthony. I had to be the Stan Sharice Richards. I had to be some of the leaders that I knew and grew up with watching in network marketing, right? I had to be the Bill Britts that I listened to way back when Amway. I had to be the Dexter Yeagers that I listened to my father Amway tapes. Like that's got to be me. And so 1 was the fear of missing the time, the window, because I see the vision was possible. 2 was I had to make sure that this has to be me. And so that's probably the 2 biggest things was I have to be that voice. I got to be the most positive person in the room. I got, even if somebody more positive than me, I got to be more positive than them. So I get in a room with Frank and Morrow or Jamie, I got to be more hyped than they do, right? I got to bring the energy because I looked at it as my team's going to flow through, right? I can't let my team be more energized than me. If they do, that's great, but I can't expect it. And that's what it was. I never expected somebody else my team to be more excited, more pumped up, see bigger than I do. I want them to, but I never expected it to. You follow me? So I just knew from the beginning that I had to do it. And if I don't do it now, I don't know when. I don't know if I got another 3rd, 4th shot, 5th shot at this in life, right? This was my shot. So I take it a little bit more serious. So that's probably the biggest thing for me was the mindset of what I had to do. I didn't know how to get it done. Didn't have experience doing it, but I knew by golly, I better get it done. I better figure it out. I got a brain. I can figure things out. and people were willing to show me. And so that's why I'm doing this question answering. I went out and started asking people. I got trained from there, and I got trained from Jamie. I got trained from there. I was at every training. I didn't miss a training. I got my notebook. I take my notes. So I had to figure it out, and I wasn't relying on nobody else to figure it out for me. Thank you, sir. Hope that answered your question.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yes, you did. I was getting ready to turn it into a two-part. I was getting ready to say, okay, so what was the action that went behind the fear and the, and the vision? And then you were saying, you brought up the fact that you actually attended and made sure that you got into the training and
I got
followed
into
the
the training
system.
and I asked the questions, Troy. I asked the question like you're asking. I looked at my business, where I'm at. Okay, well, this is where I need to get to. Well, let me ask somebody, how do I get to that? If I need more clients, how do I get more clients? What I got to say this. If I'm talking to clients, I'm not getting the right results. Okay, let me ask somebody, what am I saying wrong? So I looked at my business and asked somebody for help in each area. This is why we're doing this right here.
Hey,
Money.
hey, Eric,
Yes, sir.
real quick too, you touched on something that I'm not sure if everybody caught this or not. And I'm not sure if it's from how we were brought up or what, but if you notice, Eric, do you remember if this was a training or but do you notice that you'll always ask a question almost on every Zoom if there's a spot where they say, hey, does anybody have any questions? Do you realize you'll probably always, probably 8 out of 10 times, if you locked in, you'll probably ask a question. And is that by design that you do that?
Yeah, Doc, I got to get the answer for myself, but I also know a lot of times I ask them questions for my team. I'm like,
Right.
they're on the line and they ain't saying nothing, and I know what can I know they need, so I'll ask the question for them so they can hear from somebody else, hear their view. So a lot of times, Doc, either I know the answer.
Yeah. See, I was because I knew the answer to it, but I wanted everybody to pick that up because as a leader, that's something that you all might want to adopt as you're building a team. Sometimes your team may not ask the question, and you might have to prompt a question that can be a general question that may help multiple people that are on the line, but they just may have not felt up to or you know what I'm saying, not been up
Mhm.
to asking the question at the time.
Yeah, man, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Thank you. That's a good pickup, Uncle John. Mr. Short, money.
I have a question for Siobhan. With the multiple things that you do, how would you balance your time as well as simultaneously expanding your business?
Good question. I was going to ask that one too. To
You
her.
said, just repeating with the multiple things that I do, how would I balance my time with my multiple businesses? Did I hear you correctly?
No, ma'am, I'm gonna say it over.
Okay.
With your multiple business and all the things that you do, how do you find the time to
Mhm.
expand your in life insurance business? I'm gonna add that part in too.
Okay. I follow. Thank you for clarifying. I was just talking to my builder the other day about this, and I was just sharing with her because she's a business owner too, and she has multiple businesses as well, but she has a high demanding job. And one of the things I was sharing with her was that you have to find pockets of time, right? But what I do try to do is set aside dedicated hours. And set aside dedicated hours has been my bread and butter for a very long time. But in those hours in the past, I was finding myself trying to do too many things. So now when I say a dedicated hour, that's a dedicated hour of me actually just reaching out and calling people. So, and then I do a dedicated day of following up. Like right now, I follow up on my Tuesdays with all my deals. I got a lot of licenses to renew and just things of that nature. So I make my schedule where I'm going to have my dedicated days, which is my Monday, my Wednesday, my Thursdays, just to do all customers, just reaching out to people. And I have to do it. I don't close my eyes until I do it. And like, even when I was going out of town, just as an FYI, I was behind. So when I came back, I was in the airport calling. If I sit down, I'll choose not to look at a movie or even read a book if I have not made my calls, if I have not touched these people. And I'm not touching them just by email or text. Me personally, I physically have to touch them on the phone. I have to hear their voice, or I have to leave a voice message. So that's what I've been doing. So I just find pockets of time, because it doesn't always work, right? And a lot of people, like I was telling her yesterday, I said, when we driving in our car, most times if I'm sleepy, I have to listen to music. But if I'm already pumped, I'm making calls, and I'm not necessarily endangering myself because I'm on Bluetooth. I can make a call and I can ask them, ask them different questions, like just to pique their interest, just checking in on you. As someone said earlier today, it's okay just to check in on people and find out what they're doing. Hey, I don't know if you know what I'm doing, but I just want to share with you. And I would do things like that. And if they interested, I would like, I'm driving right now. I make that as my reason. I'm driving right now, but I would love to get on your calendar. What's a good day that we can connect? They say a good day. I'll be like, perfect. Send me your email. I don't think I have the most updated email. Then when I park or get to a light or whatever the case may be, whatever is safe, I would then send them a reminder, and I'll have it in my phone because I can forget because I'll be doing too much. But I just always try to find pockets of time to make sure that I am being as most effective in all of my businesses, right? Because I would tell you, it is challenging. I'm not going to sit up here and lie. I have so many people in my family that's willing to work. I got my daughter doing my content. My husband run my errands. I'm always delegating something to somebody. So it makes my life a little bit easier. I don't try to wear every single hat. And at one point in my life, I did, but that became stressful. My body shut down and I was not healthy. So I just try to use the resources that are around me. And try to make things a lot easier. So that's what I would encourage other people to do. When you do have multiple businesses, like pick up the phone, ask people for help. Don't be ashamed to ask for help, and be willing to pay people, right? Pay them for their services. And if it doesn't work out, be willing to accept that, move on, and keep it moving.
Right.
Gotcha. I got a call for. Excuse me. I have one last question for Mr. Pie. What was the? How can I say this just correctly? What was one of the best quotes that made you focus your mind in building up your business?
Good morning. In fact, my hand was up because I wanted to ask questions too, because I have some people who have done things that I'm not done here. And I want to ask questions. But thank you for asking me this question. If you are one of my contact and if you look at my WhatsApp, the message that is on my WhatsApp is, you become what you think about most of the time. And that's a quote from one of Napoleon Hill's book. I think that's from Nightingale. You become what you think about most of the time. And if that be the case, I want to every time focus on what I want to become out of whatever that I'm doing. I remember before I came to America, I don't know if some of you know about this, I was a refugee in the refugee camp for 4 years. And in that situation, what I was focusing on is I'm not going back to the country where I was coming from at that moment because of the political persecution that I was going through at that time. And my focus was, instead of going back, I'm going to go forward. And I continue to focus on going forward. And my 4 years in that refugee camp, though it was tough, I called it the refugee university. That stuff in my spine. In everything that I want to do, I want to focus on what I want to get out of it. I want to always focus on the affirmatives, not on the negatives. Always stay on the affirmative. So I have to, if I will become what I think about all the time, then I have to think about the positive things, the good result from it, the good feelings. Because what makes rich people more richer is not about how much that they have, it's the feelings of what they have is given to them. That sense of security, that sense of no matter what, my family should be okay. I should be able to pay my bills. I will have food to eat, no matter what goes on. So that's what keeps me going every day.
Thank you, Sister Siobhan and brother. Thank you for all the good word there. Thank you kindly.
Woo, all right, Mr. Nicole, you get to ask your question, sir. From the hot seat to the front seat.
All right, it's a privilege this morning. And my question is goes to Uncle Jai. Uncle Jai, I want to they say they have some disciples that follow from a distance. I always watch you. I watch your business. I see how things are going with you. And I see the humility, the humbleness, the ground. You always stay grounded in this business. And I see some great people that you have also brought on board. And especially those who are completely like outside of our race, because this is where most of our team members have issue, how to bring people who are outside of our race and our culture into this business. So my question is, how did you get to these people? How you brought them on board? What were the approach, the process of how you do that? And was there any previous relationship that was established before now? And how did you build those relationships before you were able to bring them into Xperia?
Okay, so Nicole, that was a great loaded question. But to answer your question, honestly, it's just been everything. Honestly, was a blessing, and the reason I say that is because Raza and I had a extensive, long-lasting relationship. He actually tried to recruit me 12 years prior into the life insurance business, and when I got introduced to the business, I really took it to him more so to take a look at it, because the instructions we got early on was just find somebody that knows life insurance in America. Luckily, one of my best friends, which was Raza, happened to be a big player in the business. So when he saw the opportunity, he said, man, if I can talk to the owner and he answered my questions, I'll probably be joining you in business. So I was like, okay, cool. So Raza is a big part of the international growth in my agency, because he actually has some international players as well. But then I got to meet a Siobhan Bowman, which came by way of my wife, just talking to her, you know, being she was my wife's kickball coach. I met some other leaders like Tawana, she and I have been knowing each other for seems like forever. You know what I mean? I got some other leaders like downtown Rita Brown. She came by way of Rochelle Dickerson. Rochelle Dickerson was another big player that I recruited, and it is mainly just playing the numbers and just talking to people and not really caring where your arrow goes. Don't discriminate. Don't try to say, I just want to talk to these people or these people. You just talk to as many people as you can, and those people in hopes will lead you to other leads. So that really was my process, and that's how I became blessed with some of the leadership and the agents that that joined me in business. So hopefully that answered your question.
Thank you so much. That answered my question. And one thing that I really take away from the issue, the case of the Raza, right, that he was trying to recruit you earlier into the business.
Right.
And that time you were not in the industry, but now when you got into the industry, now you bring the opportunity to him.
Right.
See,
Yeah.
that's something that most people would have been afraid to talk to.
Right.
Well, thank you so much for answering that question. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, I know we're at the
He was
bottom.
part of my job.
I know we're at the bottom out. Thank you, Uncle Jock. Anybody else? I don't want somebody to walk away and say, man, this is an opportunity for me to change my business, whether it's a small increment. You know, the Japanese has a saying called Kaizen, which is continuous improvement. Toyota became one of the #1 largest manufacturers. They said 1%. All we got to do is try to get 1% better. We ain't got to try to go knock the ball at the park with a home run. Let's just keep getting 1% better every day. 1% better. In 100 days, you got a 100% increase. So, Angela Keith, talk to us. What's your question, Miss Angela?
Good morning, everyone. So you guys always talk about posting on social media. On our back office, are there posts that we can take and put on our social media?
Okay. Anybody want to take that question for Angela?
Bye.
Go ahead, Mr. LaCole.
Angela, I spent 8 years in the other company called World Financial Group. And when I came over here, I was so amazed by the open door policy and the amount of information that Xperia allow any agent to have access to.
Mhm.
And not just at the back office. If you go to any of the providers like the F&G, they have already templates that you can share on social media. They also have that with NLG. They have that with all the providers. I don't know whether Xperia made that a condition for our providers to provide such informations before they can be part of Xperia, but Xperia have so much tons of information. If you just go to you go log into your back office, you click on learn and you go to resources, you see tons of information about Xperia over there. And you also click on any of the providers, you see tons of information about different providers and their relationship and connection with Xperia. So Xperia is, from my experience, is the only company that I see that give you access to all their information, their resources that you can also share. The other thing that I also share on my social media is when you go there, our CEOs, our top leaders, they are always engaged. Erik is always engaged on social media, posting things on social media. Your top leaders are always engaged on social media. So sometimes I'm a good copycat. I just copy some of these things that they share that make sense to me and share on my social media. People are like, wow, where do you get this from? I got it from somebody. And that's how we learn. We copy, we get all these things that are already been there, made available to us, just for the little amount of money that we're paying every day. And what I always tell people is that take advantage of these information, of these resources, because that is why you are paying the back office. So there is tons of information there that you can share any day. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I hope that answers your question.
And Nicole, can I give her a hack? Because you did a great job answering that. I'm gonna give you another hack, Angela. Is that okay?
Yes.
I'm gonna give y'all a live hack. I'm going to do something real quick here. I am going to share my screen real quick. All right. I'm gonna give y'all a live hack. Y'all ready? Ready. Can y'all see my screen?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna use this hack. They call it Chat GPT. Y'all the Chat GPT hack. So I can type in Chat GPT. This is real time, right? Type in create 1 week of social media post for my life insurance business as an agent with Xperia Financial Group. Are you trying to get clients or agents or customers?
All of the above.
Okay, for financial group. This week I'm going at the client agents, okay? The focus is to recruit agents to my team, both already licensed and I'm not looking at the spelling. I might be spelling some stuff wrong, but don't make a difference. That's their job, okay? License. I might be spelling some stuff. I'll just check. Okay, hold on. License and unclenched. They
Non-licensed.
Not unclenched.
maybe they don't know like unlicensed. Okay, unlicensed. Recruit. I'll just spell it right. Recruit. And say this here. Also, unlicensed. Please, they say you don't have to be nice, but I'd like to be nice. Please include some images that
May want to look up some of the CRM trainings as well.
images document. So I'm just doing basic, right? Create 1 week social media post for life insurance agent that I can use. You got anything Facebook and you're using it. So I'm just gonna hit enter and see what it comes up with, right? Now I just made this on the spot because I didn't know this is what I was doing. So I'm gonna let the thing say, what is it going to do? And we wait. They say how long it's going to take.
Hey, Eric, it's cool that they started adding the images, right?
Mm-hmm. Day 1, 20 day 2, day 3,
That's simple.
day 4. I don't know what to say. I'm sure you don't, but guess what?
Set it and forget it.
You ain't got to be to say much.
And they all perfect. They all perfect lengths too.
Yep. So now I just hit the copy, boom, boom, copy and paste it, and it give me some images. Ooh, I got an image to put this guy here. Boom. Here's my post, and I can go out there and find other images, Xperts images, and there's pictures in the back office, right? So, and you can just do this, bam. I need to
And
post
Eric,
3 times.
you can, for the ones that don't know, you can preset them to go out at whatever time, day and time you want.
Yeah, so if you go on your Facebook, you can preset. I can load these up and say, hey, I want this post to go out this time tomorrow. So I can take one day. I went on chat and create these posts. I copy and paste. I can take 20 minutes, copy and paste into my Facebook and send it and tell Facebook to send it every day. Each post, boom, boom, boom. And I don't have to do no more the rest of the week. It's doing my own social media posts for me. Are y'all with me? So you can go on Facebook, load up your post, and it's going to do it already. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down?
Yeah.
So it can be just that simple. Tawana, question. We're gonna close up with you. We'll take your question. Is that a question you got, Tawana?
Yeah, I had two, but I'll just say the first one. Okay, so we have a lot of leaders on here. How do you stop from becoming overwhelmed with the process when you now have to not just produce, but you have to help build your team and handle outside events, so like family and all? How do you prevent yourself from being overwhelmed?
Stay in the process. Don't go too much outside the process by adding stuff. Really following the process is simple, so simple that it becomes difficult to follow it. So the process, like when you bring in a new recruit, follow the process, the onboarding process. That makes it so you don't have to overwhelm yourself and become a micromanager. You let the process and the system help you manage the agent and the development of the agent. But if you don't follow the process, you're gonna be ripping your hair out, because you're gonna naturally go into management mode, and then you'll naturally be like, what do I do now? What do I do now? What do I do now? When you really just follow the process.
John, I wanted to hear Dr. Teresa's answer, but I think you just shut it down. Let's go. I want to go a little further. Why, in this question, why do you think that most people don't follow the process? Because most things are a system. I don't care what franchise, McDonald's, business, they usually got a system. I go to college. I gotta get a degree in 4 years, right? I got 4 years. Where I'm going to start? They put you in a process. Here's the basic class. They got a counselor who takes you through. Here's the classes to help you get through. And 4 years later, you graduate with a degree. right? I want to become a doctor. Let's start here. And they take you through the process. And you look up 8 years later, they got the residency, they got the whole process for everything. But so why do you feel like most people don't follow the process to suppress the process? Let's ask
because
a question to you.
because a lot of times processes could seemingly, depending on how people think, they can, but which they do, put you in a box. But the box is exactly that. It's a playbook. Every team has a playbook. Every team has a process. And so sometimes when you're used to being that player, that street ball player that hasn't been playing inside of a box, a process, a lot of times you take that street player mentality, that street ball mentality, and you like, that just don't feel right. That don't sound right. So I'm gonna do it this way. Why should I do it that way when it feels like I should do it this way? Just like, I'll give you an example. I'm a musician. So when I go play, there's two types of musicians. There's the type of musician that plays what they want to play, but you can't go and join somebody's band that has hits and you start to play those hits the way you want to play the hit. No, you got to study the material and you got to play your parts. That cohesiveness is what keeps the continuous hit being a hit. But when you take something out of it, or take a piece or a part out of it, it ain't the part no more. So you're not going to get the end results that you need to get. So it's easy for a person that's used to running solo to say, I don't want to be a part of a process, because they've been so used to playing one-on-one ball, if you will.
Ooh, that was big. That was big. And I guess your background being a musician is something that helps you,
Yeah, like I tell you, let me say this for the record. Jock doesn't do anything super spectacular. He's not the best producer, isn't the best recruiter. But I'm gonna tell you what I do. I follow Erik's his smoke. Wherever Erik's leaving residue, guess what? I'm following his footsteps. I'm mirroring myself after somebody that's taking the lead. And guess what? It's work. It's work. Following the plays, running the plays. Erik, what's the play? Erik, I'm falling out. I'm falling out of bounds. What's the play, coach? You give me the play. Run the play. Trust the system.
Yeah. And I think Angela said that sometimes the belief in this, they don't believe this process, or they don't believe in themselves. And that's a big piece there. And only thing we can kind of do to help people believe in themselves is really keep encouraging them to trust the process. But remember, we're dealing with human beings who are, most of them are adults, right? And they have a certain way. And it may take a person to change. That street ball player, you say, right, John? Sometimes a street ball player never can go pro. Maybe they can play just as good as a professional athlete, but they'll never make it to the NBA and never make the NBA type of money, right? They'll still be at the playground. Could have been rich, but they could never stay in that system and follow that play again and again and again and again. And you ever look at some of the great comedians, you talk about entertainment, I look at some of the great comedians, they're able to do their show every city. They may add a little small tweak. They may come to DC and talk about mumbo sauce, right? Then they go to Baltimore, they talking about Old Bay, right? Then they go to New Philly, and they talking about cheesesteak. You know what I mean? They go to New York, they do some rap. But every city, the jokes are, can I say that joke again and again and again and again and again and again?
It's the play. It's the play that made the comedian successful. So what does he do? He runs the same play. The audience may change, but if the play is a hit, run the same play. It becomes natural for people to try to add stuff and take stuff away, because it can be so mundane and boring.
Or they don't believe the play. They're like, oh no, this ain't, it gotta be something else.
Yep.
It's gotta be something else. Run the play. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope
Erik, just in addition, just to put it in Warren Buffett's town. 2 rules that you have to follow. Rule number 1, follow the play. And rule number 2, don't forget rule number 1.
That's it. That's it.
That's it.
The
That's all.
code. That's it right there.
So I'm gonna turn over. We're gonna do our recap as always, and we're gonna try to keep the recap short. So keep your recap. You got something out of this? Cause I really want to see what the feedback people got from hearing this. So if you're not one of the normal recap people, we want to hear from you. I want to hear from some of the people who usually don't talk. What did you get out of today's message? Because it's going to help other people. Remember, just like I said, sometimes people don't ask the questions. Well, this is your chance. Sometimes people don't want to do the recap. They're like, I don't want to talk because I don't want to. No, you're going to help bless somebody with your take, because now they're going, oh, I didn't hear that. I take so many notes. I specialize in recap notes, just so y'all know. I sit back and do the recap notes, right? So this is a training here. I can tell you yesterday, Takesha's recap was the same wind that blows a candle out also spreads a wildfire. Now that was my statement, but I wrote it down because that was Takesha's recap. Money yesterday said your business has hours. As an entrepreneur, you're always open. That was his recap. Danny said, "Ooh, be deaf like the frog. Don't listen to the criticism." Even though I made that statement, I wrote it down because that was Danny's recap. Are y'all with me? Because I'm like, man, I may say something, but somebody recap. I need to take notes on that. So I'm asking y'all to please, on this segment of the recaps, share, even though people don't usually share. I take notes, even if somebody's recapping what I said. I'm giving y'all a blueprint here. Mr. Troy Gandy, can you take it over, sir? And I know we over time, so we got to go. I know y'all have to hang out, but this information, we want to make sure y'all get it.
Counting on everybody to have their sneakers on and ready to get on the track. The coach has said it's time to start. You're at the starting line. Are you ready to go? Gertie D's.
Hello, everyone.
leg.
How are you? How are you? How are you? So I've
All right.
a couple of things. One, ask questions of the experts when you're in their presence that can help your business grow. And sometimes you have to be coached on how to ask the right questions. And the last thing is you have to have a vision of where your business can be in the next 3 to 5 years. Thank you.
Yay. Next. Second leg. Who's ready? Nobody's ready? Coach is saying, let's see. Tawana Chisley, you're up. Second leg, go. And the third leg is waiting.
Let Dr. Teresa again.
Dr. Teresa, second leg, pinch hitter, go.
Yeah. Success, I truly believe, is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. They may seem mundane, especially if it's intentional, with a goal set in mind. That's what brings the success. Thank you.
Third leg, Cynthia Swiggett, go. Third leg, Marcella Bragg, go. Coach is just pushing people on the track.
I see Mayfree Brown has her hand up.
Really? Oh, I don't see that one. Okay.
He's in the attendees.
Got to bring him out of the attendees. Let's see, let's get him out of the attendees.
But she can talk now if you call.
Okay.
It's better talk.
Go. Lady Brown. You're muted. Let's unmute you. Let's see, can we do that? Can we help you out? I can't.
Well, she can. She has to unmute herself, so maybe go next then.
Okay. And all right. Well, that being said, okay. Meredith Brown. Okay. Meredith Brown, she got her hand up. Okay. Still not able to get in though. All right. With that being said,
I was driving through a school zone.
Okay.
I got out of it basically listen, be coachable, and just follow the play. And that will help you to get to where you need to be or want to be in your business.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we got another leg. Money, go.
I thought one something. I was going to listen to everybody else and see if there was anybody else was going to say something. But the one thing I got from it is you also have to organize your time and have a focus and just run the play and figure and how you say and watch, excuse me, and run the play. And
Yeah.
if you need help, you can speak out to your other EDs and other people in your network if you need help, so you can help you out achieve your goal. That's what I want to say, brother.
All right, all right. Tammy?
Good morning, everyone. I always get a lot of great information from everyone because you guys are masters at this, and I want to be able to follow you one day and do you proud. But one of the main things that stood out to me is Miss Shavonda. She's incredible as well. The fact that she puts everything in terms of the time. And so the time management has been a big struggle for me because I've got some multiple things going on at the same time. So thank you for saying that because they help me not feel overwhelmed and defeated. Because I'm looking at if someone at her level can feel that way, then it's okay. I need to just kind of take a breather, and also giving that personal touch to the clients, which is something that I'm trying to do as well, even while building. So it's just taking me just a little bit longer because I don't know anyone. And what I mean, I don't know anyone, I truly don't know people. But I'm trying to get out there and I'm speaking with them and I'm able to make some connections. It's not moving as quickly as I would like, but I'm planting the seeds. So thank you all for your motivation and just sharing what you guys have been going through. So that way, I know how to handle it as I go through the business as well. So
Yep, and keep running the plays, Tammy. You're gonna be fine.
yes, sir.
You're gonna be fine.
Yes, sir. I am. Thank you.
All right, all right. Seeing on no other hands, remind everybody of Erik's training where he's at, you can go to Facebook and you can look up events and you can find events in your area and whatnot. So that's a great way to get out there and actually meet some folks and place to find folks. All right. To build relationships with. With that being said, we're going to go take it now to the final leg, and nobody does it better than our very own anchor, beyond and above all anchors, none other than downtown Rita Brown.
All right. Thank you, Troy. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Tuesday. Choose to make it happen today. Everything is a means to an end. 5 new agents received their first paychecks. Run the plays, you will get the results. Sometimes just call your prospects just to check on them, not always calling about life insurance. Circle back and check on your teammates that joined you in the past. There's magic in the follow-up. Connect with at least 5 new people every day. Go deep into the family. Make sure everyone in the house is covered. Then we had Ask the Pros segment. We are going to be around a lot of people at the events that's coming up. We need to be able to ask them the questions to grow our business, get nuggets from them, ask them to give us strategies to help us grow. Why we don't ask questions? Because number one, you may not know where you are. You may not know the right questions to ask. Some people may be scared to ask questions. Some people may not be prepared to ask questions. You have to be coached and trained to ask the right questions. So our first question this morning was Troy to Kamal, but Kamal was unable to answer. So Troy asked Erik a question. What is the most significant thing that you have been able to use to scale your business? And Erik said, the vision to see where the business can be, short-term and future. The fear of missing out and recognizing his position. Now he has to be that voice. He has to be more positive. He has to have more energy. He knew from the beginning that he had to do it. His mindset had to be, he had to figure it out. And he wasn't relying on no one else to figure it out. He asked the questions. He looked at his business in each area and asked for help. As a leader, sometimes your team may not ask the questions, but you can ask the questions for your team. The second question was from Stephen to Siobhan. How do you balance your time and expand your business? She finds pockets of time. She set aside dedicated hours and dedicated days. She makes a schedule. And she also delegates some things. She uses the resources around her. She pick up the phone and asks for help. And she also said, be willing to pay for help. The other question was Steve to Nicole. What was one of the best quotes that made you focus on your business? And Nicole said, you become what you think about most of the time. Focus on what you want to become. Don't focus on the negatives. Think about the positive results, the feelings, the sense of security. And then the question was Nicole to Uncle Jock. How did you bring people internationally into your business? And Jock said that it was a blessing that he already knew Raza. Raza had tried to recruit him 12 years prior. So when Jock got introduced into the business, he brought the opportunity to Raza. So that was a blessing that he was already friends with Raza. And Jock said, just play the numbers, don't discriminate, talk to everyone. Just keep trying to get 1% better every day. And then Angela asked about posting on social media. She wanted to know, was there anything to post on social media in the back office? And Nicole answered by saying that Xperia gives you everything you need. And also the providers have everything you need. There are posts in the providers' websites, and also be a good copycat of your other team members on what they post on social media. And then Erik showed us the ChatGPT hack. And then we went into another question. How do you stop from becoming overwhelmed by producing and building your business? I think Tawana asked that question. Stay in the process, follow the process, and you won't be overwhelmed. Let the process and the system help you manage your agent. Why do most people not follow the process? Because processes can seemingly put you in a box. Every team has a playbook, a process. You cannot have the street ball mentality. Why should I do it that way when it feels like I should do it this way? Mirror yourself after someone that is taking the lead. Run the play. Trust the system. Believe in the process. Believe in yourself. Follow the play. 2 rules. Number 1, follow the play. And rule number 2, don't forget rule number 1. That's it. That's all.
Wow.
Woo, woo. What else can you say? What else can you say? For a meeting that started off seemingly kind of like up in the air, when you know that you can lean on the man with the nugget bucket, if he digs in that bucket long enough, you know he's gonna pull out a nugget, a good nugget for you. And today's nugget of Ask the Expert was on point. This is probably one of the best meetings, the most productive and educational meetings that we have had, when he put it all in God's hands and he gave it right back to him. Yes, he did. He comes in on time all the time. Won't he do? Yes, he will. And I give it right back to the man himself, Mr. Erik E.D. Robinson.
Woo, thank you, Troy, man, for putting that in perspective. Rhea, thank you once again for just amazing. Thank you for all the leaders, and thank you for everybody participating. Thanks for everybody being here. Today we got office hours from 12 o'clock to probably by 12 to maybe 1, 12 to 1. Office hours from 12 to 1. We'll probably be there. Tonight, Darren Gokas has the Rios meeting. I still know a lot of leaders do their thing. Tomorrow, office hours. We won't be in office hours tomorrow. Just so you know, if you're making plans, tomorrow we have an ED workshop. Thursday for all the executive directors. Wednesday and Thursday from 12 to 4. I think it was 12 to 4, 12 to 5. We have executive directors workshop. So tomorrow we will not be in the office because of the ED workshops. So let's get it in. And with that being said, love y'all. Atlanta, look out. If you got something, let's connect. Make sure tomorrow we can kind of coordinate to finalize these plans for those in land so we can meet up and just have a good time. And then we level up. We're going to start pushing level up after this week. We got to push level up. I'm going to tell y'all what's going to be some surprises. I didn't want to take away from anything that's going on in the ATL, but after this week, I'm going to let y'all know what the level up is going to do. Your mind's going to be like, you're going to be like, oh my God, get there. But with that being said, love y'all. Have an amazing day on purpose.
All right, all right.
Thank
Peace.
you.
The Lord be with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.